which is the black dot, which is dark. She left a shadow behind. And when she left the shadow behind, he thought he was getting the doggone light and was always attacking the shadow. The shadow is called melanin. And the melanin attracts the original light. So Adalabra say, if I see anybody with some light, I'm going to try to kill it. And so at this particular time, that the 7 planetary archons, because they had seen what was going on, they found out that the man on earth that was over them also too, they joined back up with Adalabra. And as a result, they say, hey, we're going to try to kill everything down there that we see light. So she put the shadow or the veil over in the man and the woman to hide the light. And when she hid the light, after she hid the light, what happened was he couldn't see the light and he was killing the physical body, but basically they went on and started becoming gods. So they built Atlantis and Lemuria. And for millions of years, so the earth is older than what you think it is. They were ruling as gods down here for millions of years because they were they was physical, but they was on a higher dimension so they could do greater things, disappear, all kinds of things. They could do greater things of what a god could do in the physical body. And so he was mad at that particular time, and he ended up coming down to Atlantis in the final stages after millions of years and sinking it. Usually by manipulating priests and manipulating a certain amount of people. Now, also while he was in Atlantis, he said, man, this is the deal. We do not have a direct input with the man, so what we got to do is we got to create a counterfeit spirit. And that's when he went to Yakub, or these scientists in Egypt, or this priesthood in Atlantis, and they created the white man, so the white man could house this evil demiurge, or this evil counterfeit spirit that Adalabra created. Y'all with me? We know this because it's got to be a certain spirit that is in him for him to keep evil up year after year after year after year. There's things that he didn't do in the 1800s that he don't do now, that he did in the 1800s. But if you notice, the racism lasted up to now, and it has become more advanced. You see what I'm saying? That is because it's not that also that he is evil by nature, because he is, but he is evil by nature because the actual energy that houses him is these evil demiurge spirits that is in this counterfeit spirit. And all of this is in this Gnostic stuff. They had to get rid of this shit, because this stuff is telling all the stuff. So they had to kill them all off. They had to kill them all off. So then we built up Egypt. And this is where we come into play now. Once they built up Egypt, they came in because the Egyptians had gotten so advanced until they could make alchemy. And this is what it was. In the scriptures, let me get the scriptures for you because I want to deal with some stuff here. Y'all all right? In the scriptures, let me explain this. The Egyptians used to could go ahead and manipulate the force so they can get off the planet and didn't have to come back no more. And what they would do is they could mummify a body, and long as they say that your body can't ascend, not until it is totally decomposed. So you'll be in a catatonic state, you'll be in another dimension, but you'll still be tied to that body until it really decomposed. That's why the people in India would burn the body so the body could reincarnate and come back fast. You see what I'm saying? So they would burn the body. And once the body, they burn it in one day, it can reincarnate, and some of them could come, a priest can come in and snatch a damn body and be back on the earth in a damn hour. You see? And all. So the Egyptians say, but that's the low thing. We don't want to even stick around it because this is the low level that Adalabra created. This was the jailhouse. So what they would do is they would fool Adalabra by what they would do is they would embalm the body. And as long as that body was still here, they knew how to transcend the body and go into the other realm, and that body would take the place of it, and they could get past and don't have to reincarnate. What happens is this. Adalabra has us in slavery, and what he does is this. Once you get out of the prison, he tells you never to kill yourself and never to do all this kind of thing here, and life is precious. He tells you that because that's the jailhouse. And because we born in the jailhouse, we just think that this is precious. Eating. When you really look at it, it's really some savage stuff. You're walking around with a tub of shit in you. You know what I'm saying? This is real shit, you know. I don't give a damn how skin you got some shit in you right now. Otherwise, you would never have to shit. They say that the Kabbalah say that the physical body is the most foul thing. You got to eat, and you're basically on an animal level, but what separates you from the animal is you have a spiritual potential in you. You see what I'm saying? So what Adalabra started doing was coming closer and closer to the earth and putting his grip on the earth till the vibratory rate slowed down. And so the last serious heaven on earth was Egypt. Then he slowed down the vibratory rate, and that fell. Now, this is what he did. We are in, the Gnostic schools is all around the Mediterranean. He did one thing that would be the last thing, in his last major punch that he did. You see, the whole thing about the Romans taking these scripts and writing the first four gospels, which is basically a moral doctrine. And anything moral keeps you from going into the spiritual realm. So what moral means is he creates this fear. So anytime we start talking about chakras, kundalini and stuff, you go, that's some devil shit. You see, it's going on to this day. People think this is satanic worship. You understand what I'm saying? And Satan, that Adalabra calls Satan, is Osiris, which is actually you. You see. Now let me get into this. Let me get into this particular part. Look at this. He pulled one punch around the same time that they was transforming these scriptures. He says that he created this false Messiah. You see, he could not thank the people because the Messiah that supposed to came was supposed to be a black Jew at that particular time, because all the black Jewish community was looking for the Messiah. And the Jews was nothing but the northern Ethiopians that was in Palestine and all over in Ethiopia and all over the Mediterranean, in Egypt, as well as the Egyptians that was looking for the Messiah, as well as all the black people around the world, the Sumerians, the people from Persia, all those was black people now. You see what I'm saying? And they were looking, the Arabians, they were looking for the Mahdi, everybody looking for the Messiah. So now, but they were looking for a Messiah that was going to come in the end times, which is now, because they were masters of prophecy, so they knew it wasn't coming no 2,000 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So, in order to get the people's mind off of looking for a later one or preparing for now, Adalabra had to break it. He had first broke it by, well, he didn't break it yet, but this is what he did. First of all, in order to break it, he did one thing. Now look at this. And it's interesting here, because this has been suppressed up until now. This is in Isis Unveiled, Book 2, page 471, or you can get this book, H.P. Blavatsky on the Gnostics. Madame Blavatsky first claimed that the Gnostics was the precursors of a cult movement, it says, in the program to divide scriptures, learning that the esoteric truths of religion, the Gnostics were its obviously in opposition to so-called Christianity. And it says, now, and what it means is this here, that they were the precursors to all that, which means that they were a precursor means it was the real shit, and these people killed them off and took a fake thing. You with me? Now, this is what they did. The false Messiah shall say, I am Deus, son of Deus, my father sent me here. Now, this is what Blavatsky says. Hence, the belief of some Gnostics. See, this is why they had to kill the Gnostic people off. The Gnostics knew what happened. The Gnostics said that Hibel Awaza, the archangel Gabriel, who was sent to overshadow Mary, was not the archangel Gabriel, but Adalabra, who came in the form of a material body of Jesus, the Christos himself,